When you use your pain to benefit others, God will bless you in ways you can't possibly imagine. The Apostle Paul endured a great deal of suffering throughout his life, which is why God was able to use him so powerfully. He was beaten, robbed, and shipwrecked. He went without drinking, eating, or sleeping. However, he was used for God to spread the gospel across the Roman Empire. How do you put up with so much pain? If you were to ask Paul, he would explain that it was because that he could bring them to Christ. He desired to help others. Paul said in 2 Corinthians 4:15, "These sufferings of ours are for your benefit, and the more of you who are won to Christ, the more there are to thank him for his great kindness, and the more the Lord is glorified." You may never suffer the same ways Paul did, but you will go through pain in life. So you might as well use your pain for good and not waste it. There are actually 3 kinds of suffering God uses to help others: self-imposed suffering, innocent suffering, and redemptive suffering. Some suffering is the kind you bring upon yourself. You cause some of your own problems by making poor judgments. You don't always eat the right foods, make the right decisions, or respond the right way to others. Innocent suffering is when you are harmed by someone else through no fault of your own. Whether you were abandoned, rejected, or scammed, everyone has been hurt by the sins of other people. But the highest form of suffering is redemptive suffering. This is when you go through pain or problems for the benefit of others. This is what Jesus did. When Jesus died on the cross, he didn't deserve to die. He went through that pain for your benefit so that you can be saved and go to heaven. In the same way, God will use your pain to bring hope and healing to others. Who can better help somebody going through a bankruptcy than somebody who has gone through a bankruptcy? Who can better help someone battling with addiction than someone who has struggled with addiction themselves? Who can better help parents of a special needs child than parents who have raised a special needs child? Who can better help somebody who's lost a child than somebody who lost a child? God will never waste a hurt. God will work in your life so that he can encourage others through you. Praise God and rejoice during challenging times, because your perseverance will grow and you will be able to help others in their pain. God can use all 3 kinds of suffering for good. Begin by giving him each of your pains and saying, "God, I want you to use my pain to help others." For this reason, we never become discouraged. Even though our physical being is gradually decaying, yet our spiritual being is renewed day after day. And the small and temporary trouble we suffer will bring us tremendous and eternal glory, much greater than the trouble. 2 Corinthians 4:16-17. Turn your pain into a testimony. In everything we do, we show that we are God's servants by patiently enduring troubles, hardships, and difficulties. 2 Corinthians 6:4. We often believe that the rest of the world is impressed with our achievement and how we enjoy our prosperity. However, they are more impressed by how we as Christians deal with hardship. Non-believers around you are observing you when you are in suffering. They are asking what it means to be a Christian when you're in their shoes, when you are in the same kind of pain they are. Is there any difference? The truth is that we are in the same pain as everyone else. We simply have a different source of comfort. Your accomplishments don't give you credibility. Your pain gives you credibility. The more honest and vulnerable you are about your own pain, the greater your impact on the lives of others. The Apostle Paul was an expert at modeling his message after his own suffering. He says in 2 Corinthians 6:4, "In everything we do, we show that we are God's servants by patiently enduring troubles, hardships, and difficulties." Your deepest life message will come out from your most painful experience. The world does not need to see Christians who are perfect or have it all together. They require something real and genuine. They need to see Christians who are patient in their suffering and walk faithfully through it. Every aspect of your life in which you are struggling is a testimony. Has God helped you work your way out of deep debt? That was painful, but it's also a testimony. Has God helped you patiently endure chronic pain? That's a testimony. Anywhere you've experienced pain and God's help is a testimony. Don't waste your hurt. People all around you are going through the same thing you've already gone through, and they need your help. They need you to comfort them. The greatest witness of God's love in all of history was not Jesus' perfect life, his sermons, his miracles, or his stories. It was his suffering. God can use your faithfulness in suffering to great effect in someone's life. In fact, your faithfulness in suffering could be your greatest witness. What have been the most painful experiences of your life? What are the most meaningful lessons you have learned from your painful experiences? How has God used pain from your past to help others? Was it self-imposed, innocent, or redemptive suffering? Who in your life is a good example of someone using their pain to help others?